Hi everybody, welcome back to Jane's On Point. I'm Jane, and today we're talking about credit card annual fees and how hard it can be to justify some of those fees, especially when we don't utilize all the perks to their fullest extent. This can be challenging for anybody, but especially some of us that live abroad or don't utilize the perks or have the resources around to utilize the perks. As many of you know, my husband Tim and I retired to Mexico about 6 years ago, so using some of these perks can be challenging for us and a lot of our friends. When we lived in the U.S., we were able to take advantage of all of our credit card perks, status matches, and bonuses, and that helped offset these annual fees. But justifying all of them now can be hard and challenging for anybody, and we know we're not alone in this, especially amongst our friends who want to take full advantage of using points and miles to travel. High-end credit cards come with a variety of different perks to attract their customers. These perks can vary among credit cards, but oftentimes they include things such as free food and grocery delivery services, digital entertainment credits, purchase protection, Lyft and Uber memberships and credits, Walmart Plus memberships, and cell phone protection if you pay your cell phone with this credit card. But a lot of these cannot be taken full advantage of when you live abroad. For example, we don't have Lyft and Uber, we don't have Uber Eats, we don't have Instacart, we don't have grocery delivery service. We also don't pay our cell phone service on a monthly basis. We have a plan here that we pay in advance for. It's 2 years and we pay cash. So having that service of cell phone protection when paying our monthly bill doesn't apply to us either. We don't have Saks Fifth Avenue to get that $50 credit from American Express. So as you can see, most of these cannot be taken advantage of when living abroad, or for example, if you don't use those anyway. One of the things I like to point out is that a credit card may look really appealing because it has these certain perks, like the Saks Fifth Avenue on the American Express Platinum. I don't shop at Saks Fifth Avenue, even if I did live in Chicago, so that's not something I would generally use. So to get a credit card that has perks that you wouldn't use normally kind of defeats the purpose of having the perk in the first place. You find yourself spending money to utilize a perk that you normally wouldn't use anyway. But don't get me wrong, there are a ton of perks you can take advantage of no matter where you live. Some of the ones that I think would pertain to most of us are the following. Travel benefits. Under travel benefits, you have things like lounge access. A lot of these higher end cards come with lounge access to the lounges, priority pass, and even some restaurants. Global entry or TSA pre-check, where you get a credit back every 4 years if you pay for that with that credit card. Some of the airlines have complimentary flight upgrades. And one that does apply to us definitely if you live abroad is no foreign transaction fees. So either living abroad or traveling a lot, that's definitely a card you want to look for. For example, one of my favorite cards, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, has a $300 annual credit toward travel. So of the $550 fee, you're getting $300 back right there. They also provide lounge access, which is about another $300 or so, depending upon how you pay for it and what membership you get. Another thing you want to look for in your credit card is the reward program that it offers, like how many points you earn per dollar when spending. Some offer 3 times for restaurants and groceries, some offer 2 times for gas. So depending upon which card you get, some of them offer different returns, different points per dollar spent. So you want to look at the categories that you spend the most amount of money in and gear toward that card. For example, most of our money is spent at restaurants and groceries. So I would look for a card that has higher earning potentials on those 2 categories. Or maybe a combination of 2 different cards. Some cards offer exclusive redemption options, such as tickets to special events, concerts, plays, the theater. You'd be amazed at some of the options you can find if you scroll through your benefits of your credit card. Another benefit is a dedicated concierge service. They can help with restaurant reservations, travel plans, event tickets. It's kind of a priceless thing when you can't find tickets to that concert you really want to go to or get reservations at that restaurant that you've been dying to go to and they have nothing available. One of the biggest perks that you want on your travel credit card is travel insurance. Travel interruption insurance, travel cancellation insurance, medical insurance, evacuation insurance. These are all things you should look for in picking out your credit card for traveling. One of the biggest benefits under this category is emergency concierge service. And this is where they can help you arrange medical treatment and flight home. Of course, you're going to pay for that, but they can help you make those arrangements, and that takes a lot of stress off you, especially in an emergency situation. Then comes the hotel and resort benefits, one of my favorite. Free upgrades, for example, I If you saw my other video, I told the story about how we were at the Hilton and we were upgraded to an oceanfront suite because of our Hilton Gold status that we obtained through one of our credit cards. Another benefit under that is the free nights. If you book so many nights, 3 nights, you get a 4th night free, or 4 nights, you get a 5th night free. One of the best credit cards for this that I've been researching is the IHG. They have a reward system where if you book 4 nights, you get your 5th night free. Then there's the category of dining perks. And I mentioned this before, you get exclusive access to high-end restaurants and reservations, and then dining perks for dining at certain restaurants. For example, my Southwest credit card and my Chase credit card have a category, a drop-down where you can choose restaurants that you may dine at, and you'll get X amount of points above and beyond what you would normally get at any other restaurant. We were back home in Chicago for my daughter's birthday, and her favorite hangout just happened to be on the list, and we were able to rack up a lot of extra points that night because, well, obviously we treated it was her birthday. So along the same lines as the dining perks is the shopping benefits. You can get exclusive discounts to specific stores. You can also choose this on the website. If you go and choose their drop-down menu and shopping, you can click on all the places that you'd normally shop and you'll get extra perks, extra bonuses of points earned. You'll get special sales or special discounts. For example, I had clicked and added the Old Navy benefit to my card. So when I shopped at Old Navy, I was getting 6 times the points per dollar spent rather than the normal 1 point per dollar spent. This can really add up, especially if you find a few of your favorites on these sites. I think almost every card offers them, including Chase, Citibank, American Airlines, the Southwest card, and I know there are several others. I could include a whole list, but I bet you if you go on your website for your credit card and you check, you'll find it. A lot of people tend to overlook these and get the emails and just hit delete. I had a friend last week who was telling me, oh, I never noticed that before. Like, what was I thinking? I could have gotten this bonus or that bonus or extra points here, extra points there. I'm like, yep, you got to read those emails and you got to look through that list and check out your favorite places to shop or eat. Another shopping benefit is purchase protection. So check your credit card. You may have that as well. It comes in handy, especially for electronics or items that you may get lost or stolen. Another perk that would help a lot of us is car rentals. We can get car rental upgrades and status and discounts by using that credit card. And along with this comes insurance, car rental insurance, so you don't have to buy the extra insurance. And some of the financial benefits would be no foreign transaction fees. Another one would be premium customer service. You get 24/7 concierge line for help with any credit card issues. For example, if your card is lost or stolen, or you see fees on your card or charges that are not made by you, you can call and get service to get those removed as soon as possible. And I think I might have mentioned event access, so you can get VIP access. So not just the tickets, but you can get VIP access to a specific area. I know American Express and I believe Chase Sapphire Reserve has special areas at some events just for their customers. One of my most recent credit cards offered special gym memberships, online gym classes, and some even offer spa credits. So as you can see, a lot of these credit cards offer many perks that appeal to a lot of us. And although we may not use some of them, the ones that we do use may offset that high annual fee. So here are some strategies you should consider when choosing your next card. Evaluate the alternatives. Compare your cards to other cards. Make a list of the pros and cons. Some of these websites, bank websites, you can compare their cards side by side. Also consider if you have a high-end card with a high annual fee, consider downgrading it to another one of that bank's cards that may offer some of the perks you still want without that high annual fee that you can't justify. When doing this, just make sure you review the terms and conditions of each card and make sure that you can meet the requirements for having that card, and then you should be set. I'll list below some links to some of my favorite cards. And do me a favor, if you're going to apply for those cards, use my links. That helps me out, and I really appreciate it. Now don't forget to click like and subscribe, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comments down below. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. Thanks and happy travels.